Live from the 607, it's the Ocho Duro Parlay Hour, where we're talking everything going on in the world of sports. Join in the conversation on social media with the hashtag ODPH, because here we go.
Instead of looking deep inside, every word I have to say, keep it simple.
Welcome to an all-new edition of the ODPH podcast. My name is Ken M. Joining me in studio, as always, you know him. He's the co-host. He's the man of 1,004 aliases. His name is Padawan J.
Well, let me talk to you.
And boy, it's been a while since we've talked to everybody.
It's been a while since I first saw you.
It's true, because we've had a lot of things going on behind the scenes,
Yeah, tell me about it.
which we are still providing content. If you're wondering if the show is wrapping up, I actually heard somebody say that they thought we were pod fading. I'm like, no.
So for anyone who thought I'll peel the curtain back a little bit. Anyone who thought we were closing up shop, no, we did not. My wife, about 2 weeks ago now, a little over 2 weeks ago now, had to undergo emergency gallbladder surgery, which, for context, in terms of pain, said was the second worst surgery in terms of just the recovery and pain she's had. She was out of work for 2 weeks. Couple more complications. She is on the mend now. She has gone back to work today as we record, but that is the reason why we have been off the last couple of weeks, is because I've been taking care of my wife.
Yeah, and honestly, the ODPH is padding me. So if we're not here, we try not bringing in some guest stars, even though we do have a fantastic group that is willing to fill in at a drop of a dime. But between that, New York Comic-Con planning coming on, and Life at Nerd Initiative, it has been a struggle trying to cut time in to make it happen.
Yeah, no kidding.
But fear not, you will always have a show on this podcast channel. So the production-wise, you're always going to have something. So Pat and I will continue doing the show. We're not going anywhere, folks. So just put any thoughts of that aside, because if you really want to get a hold of us, Pat, where should everybody go?
ODPHpodcast.com.
Right on. We're always at the website, so definitely hit us up on the social medias. We get back to everybody as soon as we can. Even with the crazy schedules we live, it's something we've been pulling off now for 8+ years, and
Something like that.
And we still keep going. Like we have a battery in our back.
Hey.
I can't do the sound effect because otherwise we get sued.
Yeah.
But also at the website, because we want to find them, bad jokes aside, you can find out about the blog section. We're always got reviews going on. The classifieds, which has friends of the show, such as 305 Podcast, Dragon Master Games, Nerd Initiative, and many, many more. A directory pad. I know it's been a while, but how many providers are we on?
We are on 596,789.
And your source?
Trust me, bro.
So wherever you listen to this podcast for, it means the absolute world when you give us a review. Let us know what you're thinking of the show, so definitely hit us up, and then you can subscribe to the show. You get that. You also get to turn a page when we have guests on, too, so you get a lot of content for absolutely free. So, just for hitting subscribe and following the show. That means that's everything right there. Last, certainly not least, we have a great music section. Fantastic. Magnificent. I could keep rambling on about it, because that's just the quality of music we have there for you to download and follow is incredible. Like Brian Wolf and the Howlers. Second suitor, Tom Jolu. Let me shout out Tom Jolu right now.
Yeah.
Tom Jolu has new music coming out.
Ooh.
I am super excited about this. Maybe, just maybe, because I know Tom is a listener of the show. He's not only a client. He should probably come back on the show and let's talk about that music, because I'm definitely excited from what I've heard, the little snippets on social media. I think everybody's going to absolutely fall in love with. Also, shout out the Robots Floodlands. And basically, if it's anything and everything that is the ODPH, you can find it at odphpodcast.com. And if you're still using hashtags, except on Threads, use the hashtag ODPHpod. We're not that large on Threads, so if you do, it won't get enough traction.
Well, and plus, Threads doesn't like any more than one hashtag.
Right, which, you know what, I do respect. I do.
Yeah.
But, it's also a problem for us, because we talk a parlay of topics, and you're getting a fusion edition of the show. Then, obviously, it's football season, so we're going to kick it off with the sports, and we have to go over locks and leaps week 4. So, Pad, kick us off.
Yeah, so we're going to start with my lock, which was the LA Chargers to beat the New York Football Giants, which did not come true because, New York decided to find a quarterback and start a quarterback who actually played fairly decently for him, I would say. So the Giants ended up beating the Chargers by the final score of 21-18. Jackson Dart making his NFL regular season debut. 13 of 20, 111 yards, 1 touchdown passing, no interceptions. Sacked 5 times, though. Justin Herbert, 23 of 41, 203 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Omarion Hampton was the leading rusher for the Chargers, 12 carries, 128 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Cam Skadebo, 25 carries, 79 yards, no touchdowns. Should note Jackson Dart did have a rushing touchdown as well, so 3 touchdowns overall. Leading receiver for the Giants was Darius Slayton, 3 catches, 44 yards, no touchdowns. And for the Chargers, it was Quentin Johnson, 8 catches, 98 yards, and 1 touchdown.
Well, this can easily be summed up by saying the Chargers are the Chargers.
Yeah.
And as much as you want to put faith in them that this is going to be the year they break out.
West Coast team
going east.
early game.
And obviously, they will always play to the level of their opponent. And the Giants, I'm sorry to all our Giants fans that are listening, are not a great team.
No.
So the Chargers took it easy.
Yeah.
And they got punched in the mouth because the Giants team is playing with nothing to lose.
So it was only 13-10 at halftime.
Right.
And both teams only put up 8 points the remaining half of football.
And that is a problem if you're a Chargers fan.
It was sloppy.
Oh, completely. Herbert did not play a great game.
No.
And the rest of his team, I mean, they all looked like they were going through the motions. I'm sorry, like if I may just watch outside looking in.
I wonder, and I'm going to look up the schedule, I wonder if they were looking past them.
Well, they might be, or it's a situation when a team
They might have.
when a team is getting success early, and they were 3-0 before this game. You kind of buy into the media hype. And especially for the Chargers, they do this. I mean, they've done this for so many years when they've had great teams.
Holy shit, I just looked up the penalties for this game. So this is accepted penalties. This ain't total penalties, and the ones that were declined or offsetting. For the Chargers alone, 14 penalties for 107 yards.
That'll get you every time.
And then the Giants ain't much better, 8 for 43.
Well, that's the whole thing.
Oh.
The Chargers have to play better football. The Giants literally had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And they have a nice 1-2 punch with Jackson Dart and Cam Skadebo. That is going to be the franchise moving forward.
In theory.
Right.
We'll see.
Malik Neighbors tore his ACL.
Oh, get well soon.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, change that field.
Well, that's the whole problem. They've had turf issues for eons.
Well, and they changed it, though. There was, if you go back to, I believe it was the Monday edition of the Pat McAfee show, you can find it online in their various clips. He was talking to Adam Schefter about this, and they threw up a graphic of the number of players who've been injured at MetLife. I believe
it's huge.
And I believe in just the last 3 years, it's like somewhere between 8 and 10 players have been hurt on that field in just the last 3 years, and they changed it from one company to another company in the last 3 years, but it's still turf. It's not grass.
Right. They need to fix that. For whatever reason, they haven't done it. It's above my pay grade. Why?
Yeah, who knows? Side note, Josh Allen was asked about this because the Bills are opening a brand new stadium next year. Their field, grass.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they care about that.
Well, that's the whole point. And I understand with the amount of other activities that go on at MetLife Stadium.
They'll be having the World Cup there soon.
Right. I understand why they want to try protecting the field with this manner. I get it.
Sure.
But at the same time, if you're going to be having athletes going on there, it is a hazard.
Hey, listen, Heinz Field, I don't care what it's called these days. It's always Heinz Field to me. Heinz Field had a hole blown open in the middle of it when Bain attacked that thing, and that field is just fine.
Exactly. But that said, the Giants came in, and they had nothing to lose. But I think for Jackson Dart, he showed flashes of what he can do. This is why they took him so high in the draft.
It was a good first start, and it's a good first impression, but therein comes the question of, okay, is it just a flash in the pan? Is it just lightning in a bottle? Or is it actually something there? Like I said, this game's sloppy as hell because third down efficiency between the two teams. Chargers 4 for 12. Giants 7 for 15. The Giants went for 1 4th down, didn't get it. Total plays 56 for the Chargers, 69 for the Giants. Just sloppy overall. So, I mean, listen, hey, Giants, great you got a win. Great you got it at home. Kind of hysterical that in our area, which is a heavy Giants country, the game wasn't on television. Kind of wild. But you know what? I think it's just a case of I looked at the schedules. I think it's a case of the Chargers got caught looking forward.
Probably. And I think that they're going to have to rebound quickly looking at that schedule.
Yeah, so looking at the schedules for the next couple of weeks, you have the New York Giants who are traveling on the road this upcoming Sunday to play the New Orleans Saints. After that, they've got the Philadelphia Eagles.
Philly's going to be the big test.
That is a Thursday night.
That's going to be the big test.
That's a Thursday night game, so that's on Prime Video. Then they're on the road playing the Denver Broncos. And, hey, then they got the Philadelphia Eagles again. For the LA Chargers, here's why I say they got caught looking forward. Next game, Sunday at home against the Washington Commanders.
Bum, 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 bum.
After that, they're on the road playing the Miami Dolphins. Then they've got a home game against the Indianapolis Colts, and then another home game, this one on Thursday Night Football, playing the Minnesota Vikings.
Well, they have some winnable games moving forward. Just depends if this team can put it together. But
Especially that Miami game.
we've said this time and time again that they're the most unreliable team in football.
Yep.
That they should be a lot better than their record shows. And
In
this
theory.
This is a game. You can call it a trap game. You can call it whatever you want. The fact is, it's a bad loss, and they need in their next performance to be better. Enough said.
Great. Then my leap, because I saw the betting line on this and went, how the hell are these guys underdogs at home? They got one of the best home environments in all of football right now. I dare you to argue me otherwise. That was the Kansas City Chiefs, who were underdogs to lose to the Baltimore Ravens. Yeah, the Ravens were favored in Kansas City. Kansas City obviously ended up winning by the final score of 37-20. Patty Mahomes went 25-37, 270 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. So you had a great day if he's on your fantasy team. Conversely, if you had Lamar Jackson on your fantasy team, not so good a day. 14 of 20, 147 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Left the game in, I believe it was the second or third quarter.
Yeah.
With what was described as a calf injury. Get to that in a minute. Cooper Rush stepped in, went 19 of 13, 52 yards passing, no touchdowns or interceptions. Justice Hill led the way for Baltimore in rushing with 3 carries, 76 yards, 1 touchdown. Xavier Worthy led the way for Kansas City, going 2 carries, 38 yards, and no touchdowns. Xavier Worthy also the leading receiver for Kansas City with 5 catches, 83 yards, no touchdowns. And for Baltimore, it was Zay Flowers going 7 catches, 74 yards, and no touchdowns. Now, I alluded to the Lamar Jackson injury. Currently today, as we record, he is listed as doubtful, and he is not practicing on Wednesday. This according to Jamison Hensley of ESPN.com.
Well, this can be really focused on Lamar Jackson. If he's in this game, I think that maybe at 100%,
Yes.
mind you, I think this turns out a little differently.
It's a little closer.
Well, you think about it, at halftime, it was 20-10.
Yep.
And that's when he went out.
Yep.
So that's still a very winnable game. But I think the problem this year is the Ravens have had so many injuries.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say something's up with Derrick Henry. But I think this season he's had a rough start per se with the fumbles.
Yeah.
And in games like this, only putting up 42 yards.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are not exactly a shutdown defense.
No, not this year especially. Looking at his stats for this season, Derrick Henry has 49 carries, tied for 24th in the NFL. 284 yards rushing, which is good for 8th in the NFL. 3 touchdowns, which is tied for 6th in the NFL. So not bad, but
It's
not what you'd expect.
It's not bad, and I don't want to say Father Time is catching him, but...
Yeah, he is 31 years old.
Right. So this is going to be something I think for the Baltimore Ravens, they're going to have to regroup and look at their offense and see what they can do, especially if Lamar's out for an extended period of time.
It's only a month into the season, but for this season, Derrick Henry's high point for rushing yards was, and no offense,
Nope,
the
Bills.
was against the Buffalo Bills, where, let's be honest, the Buffalo Bills run defense that game looked like wet paper towels. After that, it was 23 yards against Cleveland, 50 yards against Detroit, and the aforementioned 42 against Kansas City.
Yeah, that is the problem that they have right now, that Derrick Henry is getting so focused in on by defenses.
Also, his fumble average, not good.
No, this is atrocious.
Oh,
There's
3 fumbles. He's lost 2 of them.
Yeah, 3 fumbles in 4 games. That's an alarming stat.
Hey, he didn't have one this week, so positive and turnaround maybe?
No, but at the same time, though, without Lamar Jackson in that offense, I mean, they are not the same team.
You saw what happened. Lamar Jackson left that game in the middle of whatever quarter it was. Cooper Rush came in, and it's like the car just stopped running.
Oh, completely.
Because they were moving, they were going around. It wasn't successful every down, but they were still getting the ball moving. They were having some fairly productive drives. And then Cooper came in, and I'm like, all right, you know what? We'll see what we can get out of this. Cooper didn't look bad for when he was in Dallas. Didn't look like the same guy here.
Well, the one thing is, in this situation, Kansas City still have Steve Spagnuolo as their defensive coordinator. One of the greatest of all time. Listen, it is what it is. I'm not a huge fan of the Chiefs, but I respect it. I know what he brings to the table. And in this situation, they had a game plan going on, and he is very quick to adjust and modify to take out Rush.
So you know how I feel about the guy.
Oh, exactly. But you got to give the devil his due.
Oh, absolutely.
So he completely took that offense, any kind of air out of their sails.
Mm-hmm.
They fell flat, and then Kansas City took apart a defense that has not played great this year.
No.
And this is something wild to say about Baltimore, but they have not played great. They played good,
Yeah.
but they did not play great, and this was a typical Patrick Mahomes game.
Well, and you could tell, just looking at the stats, that you hit a point where the Baltimore defense is gassed. 70 plays for Kansas City, 53 for Baltimore.
Oh, yeah, they wore him out. And then that is something, especially without a running game.
That's before I get to the time of possession. Good
Oh, yeah.
God.
Oh, yeah.
34-45 for the Kansas City Chiefs, 25-15 for the Baltimore Ravens.
And especially, too, they had Xavier Worthy back in the lineup for the Chiefs.
Right.
So that does help. I mean, 5 catches,
Yeah.
83 yards. That will help, and that gives some much-needed support to Travis Kelce as long as
Yeah.
they don't run into each other doing routes. They're fine.
Oh,
but
boy.
and all kidding aside there, Kansas City looks like they might be turning it around.
In theory.
In theory. It's still a long way to go.
It ain't going to, I'll tell you this, their next month ain't going to be easy. I'm looking at it right now.
Let's talk about it.
So their next game is this upcoming Monday down in Jacksonville, playing the Jacksonville Jaguars on Monday Night Football. Week 6 home game against the Detroit Lions. That'll be on Sunday Night Football. Week 7, and listen, say what you will about this team. Our good buddy Rich will tell you every single year they play this team tough.
They'll be ready. Raiders will be ready.
Vegas Raiders, baby. And then week 8, that is going to be on Monday Night Football, playing a home game against the Washington Commanders.
Boom, 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 boom.
And you think it gets easier after that. They got Buffalo the week after that, and that'll be in Buffalo.
That's Sunday night, too?
That's an afternoon game, although I wouldn't be surprised if that gets flexed into a Sunday night game. I'll have to look at the schedule.
Yeah, I could see that one, depending on who's got the rights to it. Depending.
Right, it is a CBS.
CBS, yeah, I don't think they'll switch that one, which I don't blame them because that's a marquee game. But for Kansas City, yeah, this might be a situation that they might be turning it around.
Oh,
I mean,
Christ, if they can flex it, they will. The Sunday night game that week is Seattle and Washington.
they might. Yeah,
That could get flexed out of there.
yeah, they'll have to pull something for that. But I think that would be a tougher pull to make than people realize. But then again, it also depends on what Kansas City shows up.
Right.
They have not looked great this season.
Right.
And in this situation, they have a lot of work to do, but this is a good win to build off of. The Jacksonville game is going to be a lot tougher than people realize. You have to put that into perspective. The Raiders will play them tough. There's no question, especially Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
He will be ready to go on.
Speaking from experience, when he beat the Patriots, what was it, week 1?
Yeah.
He'll be ready.
He'll be ready. So trust me, they'll be primed and go. And then you got Detroit.
Yep.
Which, who knows what we're going to get out of Detroit.
True.
That's a whole different ballgame.
True.
So we'll have to see if the Chiefs are ready to get going again. But until then, we still got more football to talk about.
For the Baltimore Ravens, they are at home against the Houston Texans this upcoming Sunday. Then they got a home game against the L.A. Rams.
Yeah.
Week 6, bye week in week 7, and they come back out of the bye. Home game week 8 at home against the Chicago Bears. So we'll see how that one goes.
Who would have thought that the game against Houston would be such a bad game to watch?
Oh, my God.
I would not
Tell me
look
about
forward
it.
to that personally.
Tell me about it. Now we got to get to your lock.
Oh,
because I got to admit, this one ended, and I started laughing hysterically.
There's no way you can't. There's absolutely no way you can't.
I'll say this. There's one thing I liked about this game, and it's the fact that I have George Pickens on my fantasy team. But yeah, you had picked, I don't even know who the hell was supposed to be the favorite in this
It
game.
was the Packers.
Okay, so yeah, you picked the Packers to beat the Cowboys, which was working for a while until it didn't, because the Green Bay Packers and the Dallas Cowboys tied in what is the second highest tie in NFL history. The only one higher was, I believe, in the 60s. Don't ask me the exact year. I saw it on Sunday night. I don't remember now. It was a game in the 60s between the Raiders and the Patriots, which was, I believe, like 82 or 84. Something like that. Dak Prescott, 31 of 40, 319 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Jordan Love, 31 of 43, 337 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Josh Jacobs led the way for Green Bay in rushing, 22 carries, 86 yards, 2 touchdowns. Javonte Williams led the way for Dallas, 20 carries, 85 yards, 1 touchdown. Working for my fantasy team, George Pickens, baby. 8 catches, 134 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. Love it. Receiving was actually Josh Jacobs, interestingly, even though Romeo Doubs had a hell of a game
Screen
early.
passes.
True. Josh Jacobs, 4 catches, 71 yards, and 0 touchdowns.
Well,
It's the big show.
Yeah, well, I think that we found out that you need more than love for Green Bay. I think that
Micah Parsons, non-factor.
non-factor at all, which was wild to see. Their secondary would make me worry as a Packers fan.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they played atrocious, and this is not the first time, but it is one that jumps out that Jordan Love couldn't bail him out.
So the Packers secondary, I mentioned George Pickens, 134. Jalen Tolbert, 61 yards. Jake Ferguson, 40 yards. Cavante Turpin, 30 yards. Miles Sanders, 17. Javonte Williams, 15. Ryan Flournoy, 14. And Luke Shoemaker, 8. All for a grand total of the aforementioned 319 yards passing.
Yeah, they just couldn't stop anybody. And when you need to stop a team, and let's face it, without CeeDee Lamb in the lineup, Dallas is a different team.
Yep.
And we know that Javonte Williams is a good running back. He's
decent.
But is he a true number one takeover game? No.
Am I picking him my first overall running back in fantasy? No. Am I getting him hopefully late in the draft? Sure.
Right, but this is not exactly a team that's expected to really put up a lot of points except in the air.
No.
George Pickens had a great game. This was a breakout one, and especially one that if you're a Dallas fan, you need because without CD in the lineup, you needed somebody to really step up and take over.
Well, and that's the thing they talked about. You weren't sure what was going to happen with George in the game because they brought up in the game how CD you can plug and play anywhere on the field and he's good to go. Pickens is still learning the offense, so you really can't do that with him at this point.
Right, but the fact that Green Bay couldn't stop him and the Packers were just out there.
11 targets, 8 catches.
Yeah, especially late. Like, that is the big point. When they were up, they could not hold a lead.
Yeah.
And if you're thinking you're going to the Super Bowl,
oh boy,
this is an issue that you need to address quickly. And I don't know if there's a right away answer. There has to be somebody on that team to step up and make a play when they need to on the defensive side of the ball. They didn't happen, and especially on the offensive side, that when Romeo Doubs is taking over a game, and granted, you can't argue about 3 touchdowns, but 58 yards.
Yeah.
It's not exactly like there was a dominant, air game going on with Jordan Love too.
Right.
And especially as you touched upon, the lead receiver was Josh Jacobs for 71 yards, but that's a lot of screen passes too.
Yeah. Well, the other thing concerning to me too is that Green Bay issues they had at the end of that first half.
Oh, completely.
Where Dallas scored the touchdown to put them within a couple points. It was 13-9. Dallas scored that touchdown at, where the heck is it? It was like 40-something seconds left. And then Green Bay came back. 41 seconds was when the score was made. And then he had the timeout. And then Green Bay came back, had the ball, and fumbled it about 20 seconds later with 21 seconds left. So Dallas is like, all right, hey, we can score again before the half, and they did. So they put up 2 scores in like less than a minute.
And that's a problem. That's a huge problem if you're a Packers fan. So they're going to need to retool quick.
Yeah.
I would say I wouldn't hit the panic button, but this does give alarm for concern. So they
it's a
need
red flag for sure.
Yeah, they definitely need to take a look at it between now and the next game.
Also, Dallas penalties. Good God.
Yeah.
11 for 95.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas, let's face it, is not a great team.
No.
But the fact that they were able to tie, let alone almost steal this game, it does show. I mean, they're going to show up and show out.
Oh, yeah. No, they always will.
But it just depends on what you get out of Dak, and Dak did what all good quarterbacks do.
Yeah.
So
no, that's true. So for the next couple of weeks for these two teams, Dallas is on the road this upcoming Sunday playing the New York Jets. Back on the road for Week 6 playing the Carolina Panthers. They got a home game Week 7 playing the Washington Commanders. Week 8 they're on the road playing the Denver Broncos. For the Green Bay Packers, they're actually on a bye this upcoming Sunday. So, hey, maybe they can take the time and figure some of this
it would be smart.
figure some of this out. Come out of the bye week, home game against the Cincinnati Bengals. And then they're on the road for Week 7 playing the Arizona Cardinals. And then they are on the road playing the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 8. That'll be on Sunday Night Football. Ain't no way that game's getting flexed out of there.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Then we got to talk about your leap, which was the Indianapolis Colts to beat the L.A. Rams.
Yeah.
And the Rams actually pulled it off, winning by the final score of 27-20. Matthew Stafford, 29 of 41, 375 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones, coming back down to earth, folks. The dream's over. Cancel the MVP tour. 24 of 33, 262 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. Jonathan Taylor, 17 carries, 76 yards, 0 touchdowns. Kyron Williams led the way for the Rams in rushing, 13 carries, 77 yards, no touchdowns. Puka Nacua, have a damn game, why don't you? 13 catches on 15 targets, 170 yards passing, and 1 touchdown. And then Indianapolis, it was Adonai Mitchell, 3 catches, 96 yards, and no touchdowns. The thing I'm seeing just from looking at the stats, because I didn't see too many highlights of this game, Indianapolis defense's secondary is yikes.
Well,
There's Tutu Atwell, 88 yards. Devontae Adams, 56. Tyler Higbee, 25. Colby Parkinson, 17. Kyron Williams, 17. Jordan Whittington, 7. The only positive for the Colts secondary, Blake Corum, -5.
yeah, but let's go back to that Tutu Atwell catch.
Okay.
That's 1 catch, right?
1 catch, 88 yards.
That happened with a minute 33 to play.
Mm-hmm.
So he caught a almost Hail Mary pass, and that's what got the Rams over to get the win.
Right.
Oh, I mean, this is one the Colts should have had.
Uh-huh.
And I would say I wouldn't write off Daniel Jones and company just yet.
No.
This is a bad loss because of just a mental error.
Uh-huh.
It happens. What'll be the true test is how much they recover from this.
Mm-hmm.
But the Rams, they're going to scrap. We've said this time and time again.
Yeah.
You can't count out Matthew Stafford. He played with almost a dislocated shoulder in Detroit in a meaningless game to win him a game.
Uh-huh.
He's not going to quit on this team no matter how much his body is in
Say it's them and
issues.
the clip is them and the Browns.
Yeah, I believe it's the
wanna say
Browns.
It's the longest continuous clip in NFL films history. You can find it on YouTube. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, no, but that just shows how much of a competitor he is. And the fact that he led this drive late this could have gone to overtime. This might have came down. You think 88 yards. That's a lot.
Yeah.
With a minute 33 left.
It's a lot of real estate to cover.
Yeah, so the fact that the defender blew their coverage
Yep.
and Atwell got open, that's the difference in this game.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the Colts did what the Colts do.
Yep.
Jonathan Taylor had a great game. Donnie Mitchell, I believe he still has not gotten a touchdown yet.
No, I don't believe so.
But he had a great game, and like I say, this team is starting to put it together. Bad loss, but one that
You can learn from.
They can learn from, and
Yeah.
I think especially with the Colts, I would not be hanging my head too low about this.
No, not at all.
I think that this is one that you gotta go. Okay, we had one bad play. Let's rebound and let's go.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's the true story about this. But it's also, as I say, the story about the Rams not quitting.
Yeah.
And really showing that anything can happen on any given Sunday.
That is true. For the next couple games for the L.A. Rams,
Yeah.
they're actually got a short week. They're playing this upcoming Thursday home game against the San Francisco 49ers, so that'll be on Prime Video. Week 6, they're on the road playing the Baltimore Ravens. Week 7, they're on the road playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. That one's at 9:30 a.m., so I'm willing to bet that's one of the games over in Germany if I had to. Or no, that's one of the London games. I stand correct? Oh, right, because it's Jacksonville.
Yep.
So that is one of the London games. And then week 8, of course, because the Rams are coming back stateside, they're on a bye week. For the Indianapolis Colts, this upcoming Sunday, they are at home against the Las Vegas Raiders. Week 6, at home against the Arizona Cardinals. Week 7, they are on the road playing the L.A. Chargers. And then week 8 is a home game against the Tennessee Titans.
I mean, they could split 2-2, possibly go 3-1. I think there's one team that'll give them some fits there.
Yeah.
But for the Colts, we'll have to wait to see how they play out. I mean, still a lot of football left to be had, but if you're a Colts fan, you got to be excited about how this started,
Yeah,
and especially if you're a Rams fan too. I mean, I don't want to say they're kind of parallel, but to a certain degree, I mean, except you have a great running back with Indianapolis, and you have a great wide receiver in LA. So
True.
All right, that being said, let's take a tour around the league.
So the Thursday night game was the Seattle Seahawks beating the Arizona Cardinals 23-20.
Well, division game, it's going to be tough. Seattle with a very, very gritty win, if I can say that. So
tell me about it.
I mean, with no time left on the final play, enough said.
Steelers beat the Minnesota Vikings 24-21 in Dublin.
Man, Aaron Rodgers beating the Vikings.
Shout out to Aaron Rodgers on the Pittsburgh tush push.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was something to see, but
He's like, I'm not doing that.
Steelers quietly putting together a winning month. So
Somehow in first place.
yeah, somehow.
Then you had the Atlanta Falcons beat the Washington Commanders 34-27.
Who is Atlanta?
What is Atlanta?
Atlanta is a winner.
Atlanta's 500.
Yeah, no, in a very weird circumstance, but then again, no Jaden Daniels, so
Yeah.
they should have won this game.
In theory. Then you had the Detroit Lions beat the Cleveland Browns 34-10.
Detroit is looking like the Detroit of old.
Detroit has made a QB change today as we record. And
Cleveland, you mean?
Cleveland. Joe Flacco, benched. Dylan Gabriel, now as the starter. Guess who's the second string quarterback, Ken?
Joe Flacco.
Bingo! If you haven't seen the clip, go watch the clip of Shedeur Sanders today during media availability. And if you wonder why he slipped to the 5th round, you'll see in that clip.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say, that is not a good look.
I was going to agree with you. I mean, it's just it's not what you want to see out of your team. We'll just put it that way.
Then you had the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 31-25.
Philly's looking good. I mean,
Yeah.
but with a fake tush push, that's wild.
Yeah.
That was wild to see.
Yeah. And then you had the Houston Texans beat the Tennessee Titans 26-0. And in the words of Cam Ward, quote, "We're ass."
I mean, literally.
Listen, don't PR train the man. He ain't wrong.
No, he's not wrong. He knows. I think everybody in Tennessee knows. Houston is not much better, but somebody had to win this game. I mean, we really can't have two ties, I guess.
Well, you could, but I'm not sure the league would like that.
Yeah.
You had the Jacksonville Jaguars beat the San Francisco 49ers 26-21 in San Francisco.
Well, the 49ers are beat up.
Yeah.
I believe this week
They got 3 starters who I believe are out for Thursday's game.
Purdy's out, Purcell's out, and Kittle's been out. So
Kittle, Jordan Watkins out, Ricky Purcell out, Robert Beal Jr., their defensive end, out, Juwan Jennings out, Brock Purdy out. Yeah, good Lord. It ain't good.
It's
By the way, Bose is on injured reserve. Ayuk is out. Good Lord.
Yeah, 49ers, I mean, for being a 3-1 team, I don't know how long that's going to last, to be honest with you.
It ain't going to last much longer.
It's not going to be pretty, but listen, kudos to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're pulling this off, but they're doing it, and we'll have to see. Kansas City will be the true test, though.
Yeah, tell me about it. Then, much to Seth Rollins' chagrin, you had the Chicago Bears beat the Las Vegas Raiders 25-24.
Oh, this was all the Raiders. They had the chance, but they had the field goal blocked at the end.
I can't believe there were more Bears fans at that stadium than there were Raiders fans.
Well, it's tough. I mean, this is one thing about having a team in Vegas. You have a lot of tourists.
Yeah,
come through.
True.
So I mean, you're going to have that. So I wasn't super shocked if it's like the Bears or one that has a very big fan base.
Yeah.
So I could understand it.
Sure.
But for the Raiders, I mean, this is a heartbreaker because they should have had it. They should have been 2-2.
They had it right until the last second.
But a good win for the Bears.
Yeah.
We gotta say, like
confidence building.
They need it. They absolutely need it.
Then you had the Monday night games, which somebody had to win this game and their winless streak, and that was the Miami Dolphins who beat the New York Jets 27-21. But of course, they are down Tyreek Hill for the remainder of the year. Knee injury on top of I don't know how many ligament tears.
He's not coming back anytime soon,
and he ain't coming back as he was. His speed days are speed and how quick he runs probably over.
Yeah, hoping for a speedy recovery, but no pun intended there. But obviously, I don't want to say this career ending.
Could be.
But I think at his age and for what he's known for, he's going to really have to adjust. Like, this is going to be tough to come back from.
Somebody said it's the same injury that one of the receivers from Houston had.
Yeah. This is,
and that's been a pain in the you-know-what for them to come back from.
Right.
And they're young.
Right. But this is the whole thing, too. Like, especially for somebody that relies on his speed as much as Tyreek does.
Yeah.
This is going to be difficult to come back from. So hopefully he can. Like I say, keeping good thoughts for that.
Then the Denver Broncos beat the Cincinnati Bengals 28-3. Boy, I like that score.
Well, I was gonna say that.
I love that score.
That's familiar for you.
Reasons.
What can we say?
Bo Nix looked good.
Bo Nix looked
good.
Bo
Nix looked great. Maybe he's the guy for Denver.
But
maybe 326-2.
But when you
no
don't,
sacks.
When you don't have a starting quarterback in in your lineup, Cincinnati. Let's face it, they are.
Jake from State Farm isn't the guy?
No, I would say Joe Burrow not in that lineup. That team is done. Listen, you can try spinning about Jake Browning being the guy that maybe can salvage something. Or, I mean, I know when it was...
Shout out Washington.
Yeah, when Burrow went down originally, like it was supposed to be the deal, but I'm sorry, Browning is not that guy.
No, I mean, hey, Bo Nix looked good. J.K. Dobbins looked good, 101 yards.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing you could say. Denver looked good. Maybe that whole preseason hype is coming to fruition. I don't know.
Could be.
Wait and see.
Then we got to get to our two teams, and oh boy, I love this week. Patriots beat the Carolina Panthers 42-13. Drake May, have yourself a day. 14-17, 203 yards passing, 2 touchdowns passing. He also had 3 carries for 11 yards on the ground, 1 touchdown. So he had 3 touchdowns overall. Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson had great games. Receiving core looked good. Stephon Diggs, 6 catches on 7 targets, 101 yards passing. Oh, baby, loved it. Hunter Henry obviously had a good game. But shout out to the Patriots special teams. And who was it? It was Marcus Jones, another punt return. I think he's got the franchise record in punt returns by now, which it ain't high. But loved it. I loved everything about this game and was pleasantly surprised.
This looked like a Mike Vrabel coached team, in every single fundamental way. So you know what? Maybe the Patriots are turning it on at the right time. Obviously, this week they're going to have a real test on Sunday night.
Tell me about it.
We'll have to see because that leads into my team of the Buffalo Bills, who. Listen, almost got caught in the trap game.
Listen, I was watching that game. I thought they were going to blow it.
Well, that's the whole problem. I think, and this is something, that has always lingered a little bit. When the Bills start hearing all the hype about them going to the Super Bowl, they perform poorly. And what was everybody saying after week 3? Oh, the Bills are locked. Bills are locked. Super Bowl. You can't look past the team in front of you. And New Orleans has nothing to lose. They know where they are. They're not going to make any moves this season. This is pretty much a rebuilding season. Mm-hmm. So for the Bills,
Spencer Rattler's not the guy.
No, absolutely not. So in this situation, the fact this game was this close, the Bills were looking ahead. Mm-hmm. They were not paying attention. They were not showing any respect, and they almost got caught.
Yeah.
Luckily, their offense is that good. They could turn it on in the fourth quarter, but this was nothing to write home about. Mm-hmm. The defense should have played a lot better. They did not. And the fact that Buffalo took it so lightly, that does give me pause for concern. Mm-hmm. It does. Mm-hmm. But I know this week, McDermott and company will be focused. It's Sunday night. They got the rivalry jerseys going on.
Yeah, they got the whiteouts.
Yeah, it's going to be a big party up in Buffalo.
I don't know if the Patriots are going to do their rivalry jerseys. I've not heard anything yet.
I think everybody is because of the weekend. But either way, I will say this. Bills fans, if you're going, please make sure you stay for the whole game. Just going to put that out there. Because obviously I'm going to be staying up and watching, and I think everybody should too, because obviously a lot of football is going on starting Thursday with the NFL. But in the meantime, though, hit us up on the hashtag ODPH pod. What is your takeaways from this previous week of the NFL action? Where do you think your team is heading going into week 5? Let us know. We're going to get a quick breakout. We'll be right back.
Do you like comic books?
What about movies and TV shows?
Well, we may be the show for you.
We're Hops Geek News, a weekly podcast that discusses comics, movies, and TV shows while featuring a beer of the week.
Every week we chat about what we messed up on the week before, and then we dive into what we're reading and watching, as well as some news.
We then wrap it up with a geek-themed topic of the week.
You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts by searching Hops Geek News.
Cheers.
The content you are listening to is part of the Nerd Initiative Podcast Network. For more info about the home of pop culture positivity, be sure to check out nerdinitiative.com.
Coming back for another segment on this edition of the ODPH podcast, and now we got to take a look at the entertainment side of things. And one show that really has been standing out from a few others, which, let's face it, right now, Marvel Zombies came out.
Yeah.
Have some thoughts on that. We do know that we have some Star Wars coming up that we're going to be talking about in one-shots. Also, Alien Earth, been hearing a lot of great things about. Starting to dip into that a little bit. But if we're talking pop culture, especially on the quote-unquote nerd geek side of things that we like to cover here, Peacemaker on HBO Max has been the talk of everybody right now, and rightfully so, because the spin-off from the Suicide Squad movie has really been making some waves.
Yeah.
And season 2 had their strongest episode to date, and one that really shook up the internet. So the James Gunn-led project with John Cena playing the title role of Peacemaker.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
And the 11th Street Kids have got a lot of things going on. If you're new to the ODPH, first and foremost, thank you again for checking us out. It means the absolute world. We like to give you a spoiler-free statement about what we're going to be talking about. And then after said statement, we give you a countdown. Then you have to be like the Clash. Do you stay or do you go? If you decide to stay, you're going to hear spoilers. You're going to hear opinions. You're going to hear possible Easter egg breakdowns that you may not want to know about.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make the choice if you want to sit there if you haven't seen the episode. If you have, then you join the conversation. If you want to not be spoiled, just download the episode. Pat puts the liner notes in there with the timestamp, so you can just go right there after you catch up, and you don't miss a thing. That's how good that is. But that being said, Pat, it's been a while since we talked about Peacemaker, so we're going to quickly give a overall statement on episodes 3 through 6.
Yep.
And then do a breakdown after the countdown and give you where we think we're going in issue or number 7, because man, this one is a highly anticipated episode to say the least.
The last episode is even having effects and reactions outside of the entertainment world and the show specifically. No, I thought the last couple episodes, 3, 4, 5, and even 6, have been really good. You know, I like the build they've been doing. I like kind of the mystery and intrigue, although I think at this point, everyone except maybe the makers of Fortnite were in on what was going on. On in the background. If you know, you know. If you don't, well, we'll tell you in a minute. But no, I've really enjoyed it. The only thing I've kind of like not enjoyed is bouncing back and forth and kind of like keeping track a little bit of like, all right, we were on this Earth. Now we're on this one. I'm not saying they needed to do, you know, a little thing on the screen of which one they were on. It would have helped. You know, like you could have done it without spoiling it. You know, with what we find out it ends up being. You could have done Earth 1, Earth 2, like whatever.
Sure.
You know, would have worked, but that's the only thing I've had, and it's not every time, but it's, you know, every once in a while, just because by and large, I know the multiverse, you like to think there's differences and there's changes between one to the next, but these two Earths, with some exceptions, the characters we know have been largely the same. You know, you even get a good glimpse of that in episode 6. But other than that little tiny, and I realize I'm nitpicking thing, episodes have been great. Episodes have been fantastic. I like the humor. I like the build they've been doing, you know, and it feels like we're coming to a head, which of course we are, because with the episode coming out this week as we record, there's that episode and one more. And then that's it for season 2. And season 3, we don't know.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of question marks going on with this, but that is something that this cast has really kept everybody enticed with. Like I said, John Cena as Peacemaker has, you know, captured the same magic as season 1. We've seen, you know, Danielle Brooks playing Adebayo, who's the daughter of Amanda Waller, and what she's been able to do in the role. Freddie Stroma, who's been vigilante, has been stealing scenes left and right. And then Jennifer Holland, who plays Amelia Hardcore, has had a lot more to do this season, especially with her character. And Steve Agee, who's played John Economist, has had a little more conflicting action going on. So mixing all them together and getting them enough screen time has been a little bit of a challenge. However, though, I feel that with episodes 4 and 5 that they did kind of have a somewhat filler feel to them.
A little bit.
Especially 4.
Yeah.
Because I thought they spent way too much time with one character aspect. I think they finally got to where they needed to go with episode 6, which is entitled Ignorance is Chris. I think that has been the strongest episode they've done.
100%.
And I think that now I'm more amped up to see where we go, because I thought they danced around a few things before this episode that they didn't need to. And I think that now looking at it, like, we should have just skipped out a couple things and got right here.
Sure.
But nevertheless, we're here, and there's a lot to break down with episode 6, but it's well worth it. It's probably the strongest episode they've done in both seasons, in my opinion. So that said, Pat, it's time to go spoiler talk on HBO Max and DC Studios' James Gunn-led production, Peacemaker Season 2, episodes 4 through 6.
So like I said, thought the episodes were really good. I agree with what you said. 6 is the strongest episode, not just this season, but I would say of the 2 seasons. That, let's face it, the twist at the end, we all knew it. And I think the only reason you might not have is if you were avoiding any sort of discussion online or theories or speculation. I know there were some folks who were doing that. But I think at this point, especially once it got pointed out to us, and I went back and watched. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. I think we all knew it was coming. It was just a matter of time for the confirmation and for the, conclusion of yeah, that's where we are. But I've enjoyed everything. I like, the stuff they've been doing with Peacemaker and kind of the tearing back and forth, because they could have just hammed it up and kind of repeated what they did for season 1. Hey, if the formula ain't broke, why change it? But you know what, they did change it up a little bit, and it's worked beautifully.
Yeah, I think for where we got, and like I say, I was so amped up about that, we never did the countdown, but we'll put in the liner notes for you so you don't have to worry. I think for where this show went, we had 3 was where we kind of got the tease of everything going on about what Earth we're in. And then episode 4, need I say Door, was a filler episode.
Sure.
That you can't say otherwise. And I understand that obviously we have Michael Rooker on, who played Red St. Wild, who was the Eagle Hunter. They spent a lot of time focusing on him on this.
That was the character that, like, when he first came out, I was like, oh, hey, it's Michael Rooker. Okay, that makes sense. James Gunn project. They've been together for like 3 movies at this point. And I was like, at first I was like, why is this continuing to be a thing? But by the end of, I think it was the 2nd episode he was in, I was like, all right, this is kind of funny.
Yeah, like I say,
he grew on me.
Oh yeah, he does. I mean, that's what Michael Rooker does in his roles. He makes you really get caught up with him. And then especially when we got back to the stature, like that, or suture, that is really where I thought like we got super filler with this. Which, I mean, not saying that we had to take away time from him, but I think for like where we got from point A to point B,
right,
his character really wasn't needed per se.
Right, but I think the thing of it is he was bouncing back and forth between the 2 universes, like you're a kid on the playground.
Oh yeah,
playing hopscotch.
Well, I mean,
and it came time to, okay, we've got to do the reveal on this thing, so we're gonna force him in some capacity, and we see what happens in the episode. He has the falling out, and he goes to the other Earth, and he effectively tries to, he leaves the portal on that side, so he can't get back through on his side, so he wants to stay there permanently. So I think it came time to, okay, we're getting to the end point of the season. We need to do the reveal of what this Earth is, and this was just the avenue to do it.
Oh yeah, but I'm sure. But like I said, but the fact they had the filler stuff going on with Michael Rooker's character, I did not much. Like I say, it was fun, but I thought like for episode 5, I believe, more so than 4, that was super filler.
Yeah.
And like I was like, okay. I mean, I understand why, because you want to kind of space it out a little bit.
Yeah.
And they wanted to really say about the planting the seeds about where Chris really was.
Yeah.
And how it was hidden to the audience per se, except people started picking up in episode 3 where they were.
Well, and then the other thing too, and I didn't realize this until, again, because I'm not that attentive unless you point something out. I'm kind of oblivious to this. When he was on the first Earth, with everyone we know from the first season, when he went to the other Earth, the colors on his costume changed.
Yep.
And even the direction the logo on his chest changed. And I'm like, oh, didn't even pick up on that. That's wild.
Oh yeah, no, they did a lot of Easter egg details to show about the difference of the Earths.
Yeah.
And then obviously when we get to episode 6, because that's the one to really spend the time talking about.
Yeah.
Everything is celebrated there. He's a hero with his dad and his brother who's now alive.
Which tipped me off, at least initially, that something wasn't right about this Earth.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't pick up on the whole background actor thing because I'm not looking at the background characters. I'm looking at the main characters. That's what tipped me off, I think, initially was nobody really cares who his father is in the Earth he came from. He's almost just kind of like, forgotten. Everybody knew who he was and cared about him there. And I'm like, all right, something ain't right about this.
Well, because of how much of his racial hatred, it was in season 1. So the fact that he was celebrated in season 2, that did give some pause. And then it just started elevating that we now find out that Earth X is where Peacemaker went to.
It's the Earth where the Axis powers won World War II.
Yeah. So, and there's been many iterations of them, obviously in the comics.
Yeah.
Even on live action with the Arrowverse, they dabbled there a little bit.
Yeah.
It is not a good place.
Shout out, and I got to give kudos to Jennifer Holland, Amelia Harcourt, in this last episode where they're doing that reveal and they're flashing back and forth between her and Peacemaker, and then what's going on with Adebayo. You know, she's like, because she's like, oh, I got to get some fresh air. This is all too crazy, and like it's flashing back and forth between the two. And then when Peacemaker does the reveal and he finally for the first time all season looks at the flag, which I know some folks were going, did we ever see a flag? Yeah, there were flags, but it very deliberately never showed what was in the field of blue.
Right.
Deliberately vague, but I love the way Jennifer Holland played it, where flashing back and forth, he does the reveal, shows something with Adebayo, and then it flashes to Harcourt and goes, this is your perfect world. The way she delivered that line was just so good.
Well, the thing about it is Harcourt picks up on stuff.
Uh-huh.
She's an agent at heart.
Yep.
For lack of a better term, Peacemaker is an idiot.
He's a meathead.
Right.
He's an idiot.
Like, that's the easiest way to describe. So, and plus the thing is, but kudos to John Cena about this.
Yep.
He has portrayed Chris Smith as somebody that's so wanting to be loved and wanting a family he will never have, that he's so blinded by, you know, the affection he's getting now. Like, he's not seeing the truth.
He, you know, his father in the universe he came from hated his guts because of what happened with his brother in the past. And his father never forgave him. And he grew up in a household without love. So he's looking for any sort of attention and any sort of companionship that will give him that, like, oh, hey, I care about you. And he finally found something in that because he thought he had something with Harcourt, and that fell apart. You know, and then everything happened with the end of season 1 and in between that and then the beginning of season 2. And he finally got to a point where, like, he even thought he was going to get, beginning of the season, he was going to get on the Justice Gang.
Yeah.
And then that blew up in his face. So now he's finally found a place where it's like, oh, I'm loved. I'm accepted. Everybody, it's filling that hole that I've had in my heart or in my soul since I was a child, only to reveal it's the worst possible way to fill it.
Because when the 11th Street kids go over, that's what you touched upon. Adebayo is being hunted by the town that they're in.
It's not even she's eventually hunted. She leaves where they're hiding out because it's too crazy, like whatever. She's like, oh, I need fresh air. I'm going to go for a walk. And she's just walking down the street. And that's when people start pointing at her.
Yeah.
And that's when the guy driving the truck pulls over and starts screaming and pointing at her. And everyone goes running after her. And she just goes, what the fuck?
Yeah, so she's running for her life. We see Economist is found by Augie, the father,
Yep.
you know, with the racist overtones.
Yep.
And he immediately attacks and stabs him in the hand to confess about what's going on, which now the truth is out there that the real Peacemaker from this earth,
their Peacemaker is dead.
Is dead, and the one that is impersonating him is, you know, the one who killed him.
Yep.
Then we find out, obviously, what is going on with Harcourt and that whole weird love triangle.
Yeah?
Which we'll just chalk it up to what, Pad? Reasons. And leave it at that. But then we also find out about a vigilante, and this is something that I thought was kind of interesting.
I was really hoping, because this started to annoy me for a bit, I really wanted this to blow up in his face. And it still might.
Well, it still might, but the one thing is, which we said, this version of vigilante is more like Deadpool than anything.
Yeah. I understand his reasoning.
Yes.
And I understand his train of thought. You see this all the time in time travel, you know, with movies and TV shows and whatnot, that the explicit, Lord, say that 5 times fast, explicit thing is, oh, don't interact with your past self. You don't know. It can have ripple effects for the future, blah, blah, blah. That, like, the first thing he goes when they travel to this other dimension is not, hey, we should go do X, Y, Z. He's like, no, I want to go see what my other self is doing.
Yeah.
That, like, and he was so obnoxious about it that I'm sitting there like, I don't hate you, but I'm hoping this blows up in your face.
But that's his character, though. I mean, that's one thing, which, I mean, if you've ever read the Vigilante comic, you know, in my opinion, it's a wannabe Punisher.
Yeah.
And then how they did this portrayal, like I say, it's more Deadpool than anything.
Yeah.
But it works, and that's Freddie Stroma's acting right there that actually makes you care. Because when he meets his other half, they're identical, doing the Spider-Man meme and everything.
Almost. There's one difference.
There's one difference, because when the Peacemaker's name is mentioned,
I hate that guy.
The one from this earth hates him. And then there was something, too, which got pointed out online.
Yeah.
When our vigilante walks in that room, that vigilante's working on something.
Oh, okay.
It's the bomb that was stopped by Peacemaker in that first encounter with the Sons of Liberty. So that's how it was the tip-off that, he was working there.
Gotcha.
So that complicates things, but this will also be interesting to see how this plays moving forward. because that storyline is one thing going on, but the one that really generated the biggest buzz about this episode,
Tell me about it.
Nicholas Hoult has reprised his role as Lex Luthor, and Rick Flag Sr.
Did not see this coming. I know people were discussing and speculating who would show up, him, Cornsweat. I was like, I don't know.
Well, I think there's a couple different ways you could go with this, but with James Gunn, and he's said, obviously, Man of Tomorrow has been announced as the sequel for the Superman film that came out this year.
Correct.
We've seen a picture on there, and it's involving a brain. So obviously the rumor is Brainiac, is going to be the villain. So, and it's been highly speculated that in this new one, Superman's going to have to work with Lex Luthor, which they've done in the past in comics and reasons. Most recently in the House of Brainiac storyline, which I would love. You would not understand how much I would love if they actually did that for this, because that would be insane. But nevertheless, we see Rick Flag Sr. is now approaching and trying to cut a deal with Lex Luthor. Luthor knows that if you want to track down my machines to find this way to this gateway portal, you're going to need to give me something that works. So he has transferred prisons, but we don't know the extent of what he has been cut a deal with.
Right.
But this goes to show the obsession that Rick Flag has about finding Peacemaker and ending him once and for all.
Yeah.
So that is a great storyline that they're going to do, and I would imagine that we will see Lex Luthor in this week's episode.
Could be.
Coming up.
It's entirely possible.
And there's also, like I say, there's a couple more speculations going on with 2 episodes left. I mean, this week's episode as we record is entitled Like a Keith in the Night, which is very much talking about his brother. So we'll have to see what happens there. And then Full Nelson is the season finale.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Luthor again until the season finale, because Gunn, the season finale, wrote and directed that one.
Oh, it's possible.
So I wouldn't be surprised if this next episode is full, just dealing with the fallout of what happened with the 11th Street crew and you know, seen as Peacemaker's faux family, finding out, oh, he killed ours, we got to go after him. I would imagine the agency that Peacemaker and Harcourt have been working for start piecing things together, because, well, don't forget, they had the whole thing at the halfway point of the episode where the Earth 1 Harcourt went in, and there was the whole drug sniffing thing and whatever else. But then the Earth X Harcourt came in, and the guy at the desk was like, wait, what? Like, he was really confused. So I wouldn't be surprised if that starts coming out. Oh, by the way, they still got to go get Adebayo. Oh, by the way, we got to hope something doesn't happen with Vigilante. So I imagine there's a couple threads that got to get brought together in this next episode before we go full tilt at the final one.
Well, the only thing that we know is from the trailer that we saw at the end of this episode. That it looks like the 11th Street kids escape.
Yep.
Now, to what degree, I don't know. But we also kind of have to speculate, if this is supposed to set up Man of Tomorrow, what are we going to get out of these episodes?
That's the rumor.
Well, is the rumor this, and this would make sense. I mean, Gunn knows how to set things up from being the MCU.
Yeah, true. He did learn from Feige.
Yeah, so I would say there is a strong possibility of this.
Could be.
But there's also a lot of rumors going on about the other characters that could be introduced here. I know Booster Gold's name has been mentioned heavily.
Okay, but his name has been mentioned in DC rumors for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
It's in the category for me. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm not a big Booster Gold guy, so I'm not going to go, yeah, Booster Gold, baby. But I've been hearing his name thrown around in rumors for 10, 15 years.
Yeah, I mean, that is one that you can kind of wait and see about. I know that Blue Beetle has been one, and this kind of alludes to the Blue Beetle film.
I was going to say, are we talking new one, or are we talking one that was kind of in limbo?
Excuse me, the new one.
Okay.
We're talking about the one that just came out with Jaime Reyes.
Right, okay.
But you remember Ted Kord was lost.
Yep.
Is it possible Ted Kord is here?
Could be.
That's a rumor going around.
Could be.
The one that has me, but granted, this is the fan in me most excited. There's a rumor going around, too, about Martian Manhunter.
Ooh, okay.
And I did hear one wild rumor. And if this happens, this is brilliant, and this is going to... I will apologize right now about social media. There is a rumor that Tim Meadows' character of Langston Fury is Martian Manhunter.
That would make a lot of sense.
Just because of the mannerisms he is with the...
That would make... now that you say that if that ends up being the case, that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, it would explain the bird blindness, quote unquote, and all that.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is this: if in this week's episode, if he's eating an Oreo cookie of any sort, it's him.
Okay.
Listen, just take it to the bank. It's him. I will mark out like nobody's business. Martian Manhunter is tied up there with Deathstroke as my 2 favorite DC characters of all time.
Okay.
And that's why I love the Absolute Martian Manhunter series, which maybe they're kind of doing a little parallel with that. I don't know. We'll have to see. Either way, I think we are going to get somebody.
Probably.
I've even heard the wild rumor about Captain Atom being Rick Flag Jr. of this world. Something's going to happen and cause that, because it's been rumored about the Charlton Comics characters being involved, which maybe not. I'd
be all right if this universe in this DC went kind of the other way of Marvel, where instead of killing everybody off and then we leave them dead, they're not afraid to bring them back in weird and bizarre ways.
Yeah, it is possible.
I'm not saying you got to Lazarus pit everybody, but there's ways.
No, there's ways to do it. And like I say, if they wanted to do it, this would be a way to do it.
That's my one critique with the MCU is, and I know a lot of people have it, so I'm not exactly, breaking news here. But Marvel, we kill them off and then they're dead unless it's like a flashback sequence.
Yeah.
I'm all right if DC goes the way of we might kill them off if the story makes sense, but then, hey, you know what? There are methods to bring them back.
Well, that's the whole thing about comics. You can do that unless you're Ben Parker.
Yeah.
Then that only happens if you're in the Ultimate Universe. But either way, I think we're going to get somebody there. It's been rumored about the Charlton comic characters because Peacemaker, I believe, is one, if I'm not mistaken. So, like, Captain Atom would make sense.
Yeah.
Blue Beetle, Ted Cord would make sense. Booster Gold would just make sense because if you're going to have Blue Beetle, I think you have Booster Gold in there because it's time travel and reasons.
Right.
If the Question is in there, that would be amazing, too. Like I say, they have a couple different ways they can go. It just depends on how they want to spin this. But I do think we get one more big cameo before it's all said and done.
Could be.
And I would say this: do not doubt that episode 7 or 8, I believe, the final episode is episode 8. We have the silhouette of Brainiac.
Ooh, all right.
Somehow, some way, we either watching through a computer screen, you see the wires, and then you see the lighting in the eyes light up.
Yeah, could be, or like some sort of extraterrestrial sensor goes off.
Yeah, something will happen.
Yeah,
and I think that you'll see that. I don't think
an alarm goes off at Argus or something.
Yeah, I don't think you'll see whoever's going to be playing.
No,
Brainiac.
they're not. No, they're not going to show up, but they're going to heavily imply something's coming.
Yeah, so don't doubt that happening. But in the meantime, though, I think we've had some strong episodes. Like I say, episode 6 was probably the strongest one.
Absolutely.
Because we finally got to explore Earth X for the evil that it is.
Yeah.
And seeing now that the ruse that has been pulled on everybody is now exposed, how is Peacemaker going to handle this? Now he's going to get torn between his fake family and his real friends. As wild as that statement sounds.
Yeah.
We do know this is going to happen. And then what happens with Lex Luthor in the mix? There's a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah.
Final thoughts on Peacemaker thus far, Pat?
Super excited to see where it goes. I've loved where it's come from. I've loved the build, and the payoff has just been spectacular. Cannot wait to see where the final 2 episodes go, because it's Gunn writing each episode. He's directing the last one, but it's going to be must-watch television.
I agree. I think something big is coming. I think so far they played it pretty safe. I don't like the fact we had filler episodes. That's the only thing I did not like. But I understand why. At the same time, we have 2 episodes left. We've now gone to Earth X. It's hell on Earth.
Yeah.
And then how the team escapes is going to be one thing, and then what follows them back to our Earth is another one. I'm not going to say we're going to have their version of the Justice Gang show up. I wouldn't want to see that, because I think that would just be, that to me that's not a good way to write it.
Sure,
because then you're gonna start making things very, very messy with the multiverse.
Yeah,
I think maybe if one person crosses over and then you see the 11th Street kids take them out, that happens. I wouldn't doubt maybe one of them gets killed off. Probably Economist would be my guess.
Could be.
But either way, the series has been firing on all cylinders. It's been great to watch. John Cena has really embraced this role and really given you something that, how he plays this is going to really tie into the rest of the DCU moving forward. And then we'll just have to see where everything lands up. But like I say, hit us up on that hashtag ODPH pod. We give you our takes on HBO Max and DC Studios Peacemaker. Now we want to hear yours. We're going to get one more breakout. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Scott Snyder, and you better listen to the ODPH podcast, or I'm coming for you, and Batman is coming for you.
Coming back for the final segment on this edition of the ODPH podcast. Pad, what you got?
Got a couple things to talk about, first of which is the local minute, and we got to give some congratulations to the Binghamton Rumble Ponies,
Yes.
who won the 2025 Eastern League Championship in 3 games against Erie. Played this one on the road, so for the 4th time in franchise history, the other 3 being 1992, 1994, and 2014 when they were the Binghamton Mets. This is the 4th time in their franchise history they have won the Eastern League title, so congratulations to the boys. Well done, and awesome job.
Absolutely great way to end the baseball season.
Yeah, Binghamton, City of Champions, because, hey, the Black Bears won a championship back in the first part of the year. Rumble Ponies won a championship. Speaking of the Black Bears, season does start soon. Season starts Friday, October 10th. They will be at home in the Visions Veterans Memorial Arena playing the Watertown Wolves. Game time is 7 o'clock Eastern, so you want to check that out. Information, tickets, all that good stuff. BinghamtonBlackBears.com. Hockey season's coming soon.
Yeah, it's hard to believe, but yeah, we're already here. I know the NHL starts next week as well, so which... In case you're new to the show, we only talk New York Rangers hockey here. So,
Facts.
Yeah, we're very biased about that.
Facts.
That's only the only things we really are biased about.
Yeah, pretty much. Do got to talk a little bit postseason baseball because the MLB postseason is here. The season did end. Shout out to the New York Mets for blowing that.
Congratulations, guys.
Woo! I'm getting particular enjoyment out of this just because at one point you had the best record in baseball. At one point, a lot of your fans, not all, a lot though,
90%.
we're laughing at the Yankees' ineptitude, but hey, look who's playing in the postseason now. So on the American League side, you've got the Detroit Tigers, who right up there with the Mets in terms of a bad collapse. Holy smokes. Still made the playoffs, though. They're playing the Cleveland Guardians. Currently, that series is tied 1 game apiece. This is a best-of-3 series, so they'll play Game 3. You got the Boston Red Sox taking on the New York Yankees, where Boston is currently up 1-0. They are playing Game 2 as we currently speak, so stay tuned. ... So the winner of Detroit and Cleveland will go on to play Seattle. Good luck. The winner of Boston and New York, well, you're staying in your division because you will go on to play the Toronto Blue Jays, who have also made the playoffs. So congratulations to Seattle. First division title since 2001. So it's been a while. Shout out to the Houston Astros. You have missed the playoffs. Enjoy your month early vacation. On the flip side, for the National League, you've got the Cincinnati Reds taking on the LA Dodgers. Currently, that series is tied, or excuse me, that series is currently the Dodgers are up 1-0. I know Game 2 is being played tonight as we record. That winner, well, it ain't easy. They're going on to play the Philadelphia Phillies, so good luck to you. Then on the flip side, you've got the San Diego Padres taking on the Chicago Cubs. That series is currently tied 1 game apiece. The winner of that series will go on to play the Milwaukee Brewers. Again, good luck. So yeah, it should be a fun postseason with the series going on, and I believe the series starts the 3rd or 4th week of October. The schedule is going to be real hectic, though, for television. I got an early glimpse of with the American League side. If the Yankees play, it's going to be this. If the Red Sox play, it's going to be flipping channels. So stay tuned to your providers. ...
If the Yankees lose, Aaron Boone needs to be fired.
Agreed.
Just saying.
Agreed. Then we got to talk some entertainment stuff, a little bit of video game news, because it was announced by the folks over at Xbox and all that stuff that Forza Horizon 6 is coming out in 2026. It'll be on the Xbox, PC, and PlayStation 5 post-launch. You might say, oh, it kind of sucks for PlayStation. It does, but I expect when they were in the middle of developing it, that's when they announced that Forza Horizon 5 was going to be going to PlayStation, and they didn't have a build ready, would be my guess. But yeah, Forza Horizon 6 coming in 2026, going to a place a lot of folks have wanted. Cue the Teriyaki Boys if you're familiar with Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, because, folks, it's going to Japan, baby. Get ready to drift a lot.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. Then we got to talk a little bit of trailer news, because we did get a trailer. I'll be honest, I think they announced this, but with everything going on in television,
It was low key, yeah.
I forgot this was coming. We did get a trailer for Volume 3 of Star Wars Visions coming on October 29th.
This looks dope.
Oh my God, it looks amazing. A lot of great clips from the 9 episodes we're going to be getting for this upcoming season. It looks really good. Cannot wait for this. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, give it to me. I can't wait for this. I love Visions.
Yeah. Then we got to talk a little Marvel Zombies.
Yeah, the series came out from Marvel Animation. Very quick season, 4 episodes.
4 episodes, about 26, 30 minutes apiece.
Which, I mean, is kind of in the same vein as What If. Mm-hmm. If you're familiar with it, well, it's Marvel superheroes involving zombies.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, if you break it down.
If you're going in expecting an adaptation of the comics, sorry.
No, definitely not.
This ain't what this is. It's fun.
It's fun.
I wouldn't put it up there with like the greatest animated series they've done this far, but it was fun.
No, it's good for the time period it's in right now, which is Halloween season.
If you're looking to kill, I'd say, an hour or two, depending on how quick you want to go through this, it'll kill an hour or two of your time. It's worth the watch. Would I say drop whatever you're watching to go watch this ASAP? No,
definitely not. I would not. I mean, there's a few things I did not like about it, I should say. I don't like who the big villain was.
Yeah.
I think that Marvel likes to lean into that person as a crutch.
Yeah.
To anytime it happens, we make this person the villain.
It's also not a good look when that person is doing the contour, and by that I mean they're making the convention circuit.
Yeah.
And they're getting asked about said project because it just came out, and they're telling them, quote, I don't remember recording that because it happened so many years ago.
Yeah, that's
not a good look.
No, definitely not. I think it's one of these situations like with Ironheart.
Yeah.
That this show is done under the
cover of darkness.
No, not that. With Jonathan Majors, Kang. And the Kang dynasty.
Yeah.
With everything being all connected, I think this was supposed to be part of that.
Yeah.
In some weird way, because everything is to a degree. Because we know, with Ironheart, that was connected to that. At least that's the rumor, which makes a lot of sense for where the characters were going to be. So, it's kind of weird that granted, I'm happy it's out.
Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't regret watching it, but I'm not sitting here going, I need to rewatch this ASAP.
Yeah, but like I said, they lean too hard on the one character to be the villain all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think out of all the characters we have in the MCU, I think for this, it would have been better to flip it to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not mad about it.
Yeah.
It's still very entertaining. Listen, you can't go wrong with this. They teased this when they did the What If episode of Zombies, and this is just a spin-off of it. So,
pretty much, yeah.
But it's still enjoyable. Nevertheless, a lot of your favorites are back from the MCU voice acting.
Yep.
Can't go wrong with that.
No.
But, like I say, it all starts at the comics. So if you're interested in that, go check out the Marvel Zombies comics of the past.
Yeah.
And while you're there, it's New Comic Book Day. So, Pad, what are you picking up this week?
Picking up the 2 issues I reviewed for Nerd Initiative, which is Star Wars issue 6 from Alex Segura. Phil Noto is the artwork, does the artwork on this. He also does the cover. And I'll tell you this, there ain't a lot story-wise that happens with this issue. There's a little bit going on with Leia that it kind of, I like what they're doing with her in this issue because it's a little glimpse of a side we haven't seen of Leia before, at least not since Jabba the Hutt, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
But the real meat and potatoes of this is if you are a fan of Star Wars The Clone Wars, and I'm talking the 3D animated series, you will love this issue because I got so many feels and such a connection to that series with this issue that I love the absolute hell out of it. You'll know what I mean when you look at the cover. Kind of gives it away.
Yep.
But if you've been reading the series and keeping up with it, you'll know what I mean. It's a fantastic issue. You can't go wrong reading this issue. But the one you should pick up, and the one I'm absolutely going to pick up because everyone's going to be talking about this issue this week, Venom issue number 250. There's 2 stories in this issue. The first major one is from Al Ewing. Charles Soule does the other one. This one, holy smokes, it's the 250th issue of Venom, and this issue lives up to it and then some. The Al Ewing story sets up what's going to come down the road beautifully. I was loving this issue already, and then they decided to do the last couple pages, and I went, holy bleep. Because there is a moment in this issue that everyone is going to be talking about when they read this issue. I'm interested to see where this goes because it adds a wrinkle to things that I'll be honest, you could have told me this 6 months ago and I said you're out of your mind. Super excited to see where this goes. The Charles Soule story is also fun because, not a spoiler, it says it right in the start of the story, takes place between issues, I want to say it's 4 and 5 of the 1993 run.
Okay.
feels like it could fit right into that storyline between the story, the artwork. It's fun. So if you're a fan of some of that older Venom, you should definitely check this out. But seriously, check out Venom 250 because I get the feeling the spoiler on what happens at the end of the Al Ewing story ain't going to stay secret for long if it ain't already out there. I haven't looked today, but oh boy.
It's making rounds already, and rightfully so. This is one that obviously it's an event, and whether you're in love with the current run of Venom or not, this is still crazy to see that Venom has now hit 250 issues solo, which is wild. But it's fantastic, and yeah, Pat's not lying. There's a lot of buzz behind this book, and with good reason. So stay tuned. For me, I got a laundry list, but I'll keep it kind of short and sweet for this because if you want to find out all my reviews, nerdinitiative.com, ODPHpodcast.com, we got them up there, so you can definitely go check them out. Absolute Evil. Now, this is from Al Ewing, Giuseppe Camicoli, which apologies if I messed the name up. And this is focusing on the Absolute Universe and the villains of the Absolute Universe. And we do get introduced to a couple new interpretations of some classic DC heroes, which you can see on the cover of it, actually. So a lot of things are happening here. But this is one that is generating a lot of buzz, especially for the final pages. I don't want to spoil too much about this because I want people to go check this out. But let's just say this. If you love what's been going on in the Absolute Universe, this is a must-read. And especially for the final 2 pages. Because, it's going to absolutely rock your world and then some. Also, DC Comics doing it again. And this is an event book that I think you want to check out going into DC KO, which is coming out next week.
Oh, yeah.
And this is Justice League, the Omega Act Special. So Joshua Williamson, Yasmin Puri, and Sian Tormi. So this is the stopgap of everything that's been going on in Justice League Unlimited, Superman, and now coming into where we're going with DC KO, because if you haven't been paying attention, there's a time trapper in the DCU.
Oh, boy.
Pat, do you know who the time trapper is?
No.
Doomsday.
Oh, shit. Him again?
Yeah, the Doomsday.
Yeah, we're about due for him to come back.
Who is not the raging Hulk that you have seen in the comics. He is talking very normal. He's very intelligent.
He's a sophisticated gentleman.
Yes.
Oh,
and he has been somebody that which you find out more of his history involving Darkseid, which is kind of interesting. He is literally the only saving grace between what Darkseid is doing, because what Darkseid has been working on is, since he went to the Absolute Universe, well, if you've been reading Superman, he's been his Absolute Legion of Superheroes, asterisk by that last name, has been going after Superman.
Okay.
And Doomsday has been the one to kind of been trying to save Superman, because he knows if Darkseid wins, time for everybody is over. Like, it's like, this is how grave the stakes are. And we saw that in Superman last issue, Superman and Superboy Prime, yes, that's Superboy Prime, and that is Doomsday has paired him up with.
Oh, Lord.
Wound up being hidden in a pocket dimension. Obviously, Superboy Prime is not paying attention.
Of course not.
And he punches his way into the Absolute Universe.
Oh, no.
So it hits the fan there.
Yeah, I'd say so.
They find Booster Gold after he's been gone for, I believe the equivalent was 3 years.
Okay.
In the comic-wise timeline, that's how long he's been gone in the Absolute Universe. And Superman doesn't remember him. And
it's like, kudos to him for lasting that long.
Oh, yeah, it's been crazy what's been done to him. And that's why you see the cover. I'm showing Pad right now.
Oh, heavens.
But it's very different. But you do see that Booster Gold has come back with Superman to our timeline, and they're trying to now get everybody organized about what has to go on to stop Darkseid. This issue really breaks it down and shows you a lot of different looks, especially with how Booster Gold has become, a main event player in this whole storyline, which is kind of wild to see. But it's a fun issue. Definitely sets up things, and the last page really takes you right into DCKO. So you've been reading Justice League Unlimited because Doomsday has been appearing in there because of the We Are Yesterday storyline.
Right.
Like, we talk about long-term booking, that's what's been going on here.
Okay.
It's been brilliant to see. But what Joshua Williamson, Scott Snyder, and the team have cooked up for DCKO, I can't wait to check it out next week. And especially at New York Comic Con, that will be the buzz of the weekend, because I know the panel is Saturday.
Oh, jeez.
That is going to be the hottest ticket in town to go try hearing about what's been breaking down with KO and everything. But like I say, those two books are really setting the benchmark for DC for like the next calendar year. So you definitely want to go check that out if you're a DC Comics fan. But I'll throw one more in the mix because, well, it's Marvel. And this is one that if you've been reading the X-Men storyline, well, the X-Men have the Age of Revelation kicking off.
Right.
So this is coming right out of the pages of the Alaskan X-Men team. So Jed McKay, Ryan Stegman are the creative team behind this. And you literally find out what happened at the end of X-Men 22.
Okay.
And Scott Summers has been, his mind has been taken to the future, 10
Okay.
years.
Okay.
And a lot of has happened.
Well, yeah.
And it's not good. And if I would say this, if you're a fan of the time travel stuff you've seen before in the Age of Apocalypse, this is very similar in certain aspects, different a lot, but it's right up that same vein. And I think for a new generation, because that storyline's over 30 years old, it's a fun trip back. Not for the squeamish, though. I'm going to tell you right now. But one you want to go check out, especially if you're a fan of the X books, because every book is affected by this.
Gotcha.
So they're taking it back to the 90s on this one. And for a lot more reviews, Nerd Initiative has got you covered. Like I say, I believe we got over 35 between the website and YouTube.
Sheesh.
So nobody does it like we do for New Comic Book Day. So go check it out and then hit us up and let us know what you're reading, especially about the books we're talking about. Definitely like having those conversations with everybody after the show. Because, Pat, where does everybody go?
Well, ODPHpodcast.com.
Because that's it for this week. So for the one and only Padawan J,
Fuck the Astros.
I'm Rose Kenham. Thank you as always for listening to the ODPH podcast. See you next time.
It's such waste of time swiping left and swiping right on people you could know. 'Cause anyone who's worth a damn be worth way more than a picture could ever show. You could find the right light, find the right angle, and never find your soul. And it can feel like a losing battle, and this plot is full of holes. This modern way of finding love just makes me feel so alone. And I can't be the only one sick of staring at my phone. So look up, talk to me, a better way to spend our energy. Just look up, talk to me. We don't have to float alone on the open sea. Don't know that I believe in the old-time fable. Everyone has just one true love. All I know is you're across this table, and you're all I'm thinking of. So look up, talk to me, a better way to spend our energy. Just look up, talk to me. We don't have to float alone on the open sea. Talk to me. Talk to me. It's such waste of time swiping left and swiping right on people you could know.